My name is Kyle Eigen. I'm a senior at Old Forge High School, and on September 12, 2006, I sustained a spinal cord injury playing football.
I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and I was crossing the street, and I was struck by a motor vehicle.
I never thought I would have a stroke.
Someone drove right into the back of me and crushed my legs between the bumper of my truck and his car.
When I was pregnant with Mikey, I had a massive stroke.
I started out with a meniscus problem in my knee.
I had a broken ankle.
I ended up 7 days in the hospital with congestive heart failure.
I extended my leg far, which ended up resulting in my ACL and meniscus injury.
I had a very stressful day, and I had a stroke.
I was life-flighted to Philadelphia, where I stayed 13 days in ICU, then later was transferred to Allied Rehab, where I was inpatient for 8 weeks.
So from head to toe, my injuries included a concussion, a broken nose, a partially torn rotator cuff, a cracked pelvis, a cracked vertebrae at L5, a broken fibula, a broken femur, and a broken ankle.
I couldn't stand, I couldn't walk, my speech was bad, and I really needed help.
January 1st, I needed an amputation.
I do have a lot of arthritis, and within a year's time, I need to get a knee replacement.
And I had to learn how to walk all over again.
And I had had a blood vessel burst, I believe, and that deactivated the left-hand side of my body.
Allied John Hines Rehab has been dedicated for 30 years to providing rehabilitation, so that's our sole focus. We're able to target our resources and our people to that mission. And we've been able, over that time, to serve a wide variety of patients, from infants to people 100 years old. We're very proud of the fact that our teams are very dedicated to their specialty in rehabilitation, including subspecialties in rehabilitation. We have the experience, we have the equipment, we have the teamwork that really makes a difference for the rehabilitation patient, much different than you would find anywhere else in the community.
We're in ICU in Philly. I was not even able to lift my hands over my head and hold it there. From there I went to Allied. And when I came to Allied, they helped me steadily progress to sit up straight, even in a chair.
My name is Gina Tomasone. I've been a physical therapist here at Allied Services for 17 years.
I played sports all my life, and when I got here and I got hurt, she was basically like my coach full time. She gave me 100% right from the get-go, from the first day I got here to the last day I left. And I just felt that I couldn't not give her my all when she was giving me my all. It just wouldn't be fair.
I came back to Kingston, Pennsylvania. My father's Dr. Smedley, and he used John Hines for his inpatient therapy. So it was automatic that I would come up here and use John Hines for my physical rehabilitation. From day one, I knew that I had my therapist's undivided attention, and I knew that we both had the same goals in mind, and I knew that he was focused, and whatever movements and therapy that he provided, I know they were not just from a list of exercises given for every patient. I knew that they were mine.
They first of all convinced you that you were going to go through a course of therapy that would be uncomfortable, but that would be productive, and that you would be making a difficult choice, but it would be a positive one for your own recovery.
I was depressed, going through all the surgeries that I had. They were trying to save the leg, then they had to remove it. And coming up here to Allied, the people were fantastic. They were absolutely fantastic. The nursing staff, the doctors, the therapists, they were a great help to me. And within 5 days, they actually had me going home. I was able to transfer from a hospital bed to a wheelchair, hop around on a walker. I mean, they were all fantastic up here.
And when I was in the pool, in order to walk, the therapist would have to hold my bathing suit for me to stay and not fall over. So Till this day, I still do the exercises that they showed us to do.
It was very personal. They involved my whole family, including my son. He would come to therapy with me on numerous occasions and sit with me and cheer me on. I mean, even as we walked through the hall today, all the therapists recognized him and said how big he was, because he was in a stroller when we came. He was just a baby. And he was an inspiration. And my husband was a part of the process as well. They showed him what he could do to help me, but not hinder me. Just the personal touch is what I think I was missing in my other rehabilitation centers.
Well, this is the first time I had ever had a stroke, so I was really in awe from everything right from the beginning. They just treated me so well, and everything that they taught me to do were things that they needed me to learn, but I didn't know it at the time. They were way ahead of my condition. When I was learning how to balance myself in a chair, they were positioning me. When I tried to stand up, I didn't know I couldn't, but they did, and they supported me exactly perfectly. And then when I started to walk, they were able to give me a cadence, a left, 2, 3, 4, heel, 2, 3, 4, heel, toe, and then eventually I progressed into a pattern of walking.
The team approach allows us to address all different aspects of the patient's care. So, for example, if one therapist identifies a problem that could be addressed by another discipline, another therapy, we're all right here together, all with training in that subspecialty, so we can quickly bring in other team members to address those issues.
As a physical therapist, I work with other therapists and other team members, speech therapists, occupational therapists, physical therapists, psychologists, respiratory therapists. We all work together for the patient, because sometimes our techniques or treatments may overlap, and as a whole we are working for the patient, so it's very important that we work together.
They gave me the motivation I needed to get back up onto my feet.
It's like a team, basically, like what we have. In a team in sport, or like your family, like anything, basically you want to give them your all, and you hope that they give your all in return.
It's very special. It's why you go into this profession. It's why you become a therapist, is to hopefully not only help someone, but help them achieve their goals and to change their life.
As a not-for-profit, Allied John Hines is able to focus on the quality of care for patients. So, for example, a patient has certain goals they want to reach. Our teams are dedicated to helping them reach that goal. That means that the focus, the resources, and the energy are directed toward the patient.
We have an aquatics program with inpatient, outpatient therapy. There's a lot of therapists here that we can bounce different ideas off of and utilize their expertise and their past experiences to help the patient as best as we can.
My therapist asked me, where do you want to be in 10 days? I says, I'd probably like to be back to work on the 11th day if at all possible. And he says, well, let's see what we can do. And in 10 days, I walked out the door with my cane.
If she wasn't here, I wouldn't be here.
They really and truly make it possible for you to improve the quality of your life.
I feel I'm happy with what I can do. I'm happy that I can walk.
Allied helped me get there. Without Allied, I would still be on those crutches, needing help all the time.
They will say, oh, but that didn't affect you very much. You say, oh, it did, it was serious. It's just that I came back, I had a lot of help. I had a lot of guys. I mean, if it wasn't for John Hines, it'd be a different story, of course.
But I have been doing much better as far as shopping. That's one of my favorite things to do. Going out for lunches, being with my friends.
We really loved our home in Annapolis, Maryland, and it was a very tough decision to return to northeastern Pennsylvania, but it was the best decision for the type of care and treatment that I needed.
What motivates me as a therapist is to get my patients back to doing what they want to do in life, whether it be get back to work, get back to school, get back to the community, just hanging out with their friends, their family. So when I get a patient who is also motivated to do that, and we get together and we're both motivated to accomplish that goal, there's no boundaries. You just keep going and going and going. So I'm motivated by my patients, and I want them to live to their highest potential and be able to accomplish anything they want to accomplish. And I don't want their disability or their injury to be a barrier. To me, there are no barriers.
We will get residents here that are deconditioned after surgeries or strokes, and they're weak when they first come. We provide these therapy services that are outstanding, and the residents at their pace, along with that little nudge that our therapies give them, bring them to a point that you'd never thought they would get to at times, you know. But that is our goal. We want to get them to as close to where they were prior to their illness, and we've been successful.
Allied exceeded any of our expectations when it came into Kyle's rehab.
From the first day I got hurt, I always had goals in mind of where I wanted to be and what I wanted to reach. And the next goal that I want to get to is to walk across the stage on commencement night and get my diploma. And I will do it.